So welcome to Rolling Solo, a live tabletop role-playing actual play show. Wow. Did I completely screw that up? I did. But you know what? We're rolling, so we're just going to go anyway. There we go. Okay, there's the logo for Rolling Solo that you should have seen just a second ago, and now we're going to go over to cameras. Hi. Okay.
The production quality astounds me, Paul.
It really does. I'm nervous. I haven't done a thing with other people before. I'm usually doing this by myself.
Other humans.
There's always a first time.
This is usually a solo show, but today we're going to be playing Daggerheart, which is Darrington Presses' new role-playing game, which currently is in public beta. So I'm going to read a little bit of... up at the top here, we're going to read some legalese. This product was created using the Darrington Press Community Gaming License. The Daggerheart open beta materials are owned and copyrighted by Darrington Press, LLC. All rights reserved. This product is based on the following public game content, created and owned by Darrington Press. Daggerheart open beta materials, Darrington Press, LLC, 2024, available at daggerheart.com.
Very nice.
Okay. So, I'm Paul. Introduce yourselves.
Don.
Leaf.
And Don, do me a favor and move that tripod.
Get that out of the shot. What are you thinking?
Well, I thought it was a, beauty enhancer. Block part of my face.
Yep.
This is such a shit show. Okay. Thank God we're recording.
Yes.
Most of this I can cut out. And
this Daggerheart thing must be a big deal because yesterday Sue and I were talking to her nephew, and I said, "Yeah, I got some friends coming over, and we're gonna stream this game we're playing." And he said, "Daggerheart beta?"
It's yes, the Daggerheart beta.
Yeah.
Okay. So very cool. It is kind of, well, I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but it's, Darrington Press's Critical Role's press. And so I think we're getting, there's some critical roleness to the whole thing. Okay, so let's start. You guys have your character packets. What we're going to be playing today is the Playtest adventure that came with the public beta. So while you guys are going over this, let's just go through exactly what they have in the packet. Okay, so we're going to quickly cover the basics of what you need to know to start playing. Daggerheart is a collaborative, narrative-focused role-playing game. That means we'll all be working together to tell a story using the mechanics of the game as our foundation. You guys have played RPGs before, you know the answer, how this works. Let's turn to your character sheets. You have a character sheet and you have some explainers with your character sheets. You have that second page.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and slide the explainer out underneath your character sheet so that it's pointing from the right side.
Oh, I see. Very clever.
And by right, I mean left.
3 cents.
Also clever, but from the other direction.
Right. So just read each section of your... somebody read a section.
This section, okay, this is the top section. This section denotes your class. Class is made up of 2 domains. Yours are, my character, Harry Nix, Underborn Giant. And yours are Valor and Blade. You'll choose the majority of your abilities and spells from the domain. So I have Valor and Blade my character sheet.
Okay.
Top.
Don, what's the next section say?
Evasion. So this is explaining, it looks like evasion and armor. Evasion represents your ability to not be hit by an attack. Mine is 11. Interesting, because mine says 13. 3, sir, which is my armor. The GM will roll against this number when seeing if an adversary hits you. If you do get hit, you'll be able to mark armor slots, the boxes to the right of armor. Oh, I see it, little slots. To reduce the incoming damage by your armor score, the number in armor. Your armor score is 3. So if I understand that right, you're going to try and hit me
Yes.
against my evasion. If you succeed, then I reduce the, let's say you roll a 10, damage down by 3, and I mark one of my slots.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yes.
And if I run out of slots, I don't get my armor.
Correct.
Nice.
Leaf?
The 3, okay, so there's hit points and stress section. 3 boxes on the top are your damage thresholds. Mine are 8 minor, 13 major. Those are my thresholds. Whenever you take damage, compare it to the numbers here. For you, if the incoming damage is 8 to 12, it is minor damage, and you mark 1. If it's between 13 and 17, it's major damage. 18 plus, it's a 3 hit point. So below the numbers here are the hit point box. If the incoming damage is 7 or below, you mark 1 stress. You should ever need to mark stress and can't. You need to mark a hit. Never mark last hit. Let's make 8. Okay.
That seems final.
And it does say on the sheet.
It does.
And I've got 7. Five more outline. Those later. The dotted
Yes.
lines.
As you level up, you will get more hit points from character leveling.
I'm just going to say so far on an understandable level. I mean, I would have missed like this whole slide out character sheet, but so far the rules are much easier than first edition Dungeons and Dragons,
Yes.
Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which we were trying last week. So it's a positive thing.
Alchemist.
Or a PhD. All right, so the next section is hope. This is where you record your hope. You may spend hope to use an experience, details below, okay, or to help an ally. When you help an ally, you explain how you're aiding, give them 1d6 advantage dice to their action roll. You start with 2 hope marked, okay? So I'm going to do that now.
Oh. 2 hopes.
Yeah, so I understand that to mean Leaf has just fallen down a pit, and you're making him roll to climb out. And I can say, what's your name again? Kari.
Kari.
Kari, stay there. I've got a rope. I'm throwing it down, and I'm going to tie it off on this column over here. And then I spend a hope, and he gets 1d6 on whatever roll you give him to climb out.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, Leaf.
Experience, the experience section represents the particular specifications your character has. These are narrative tags that you create to reflect what your character is skilled in. When they apply to the scene, you can spend hope before the action roll to add their value as a modifier. Okay. You will earn more of these throughout the campaign, but I'm starting with, I've got your back and not afraid of anything. What are yours?
Mine are Deadly Aim, which makes total and complete sense. I get that. And Nature's Friend, which that one I'm a bit confused on. How would I use Nature's Friend? Is that like a plant growing thing?
I think anytime we're in a situation where you feel like you can use that, give it a shot, and I'll tell you whether or not you can.
Okay.
All right. What's the next section of the sheet?
Gold.
Next section of the sheet is gold, yeah. So this is where you keep track of your gold during a campaign. If you should mark, we're on the gold standard. If you should mark your 6th handful, you instead mark a bag and erase all your handfuls. If you should mark your 5th bag, you instead mark a chest and erase your bags, etc. You start with 1 handful marked. So, wow, I guess a handful of gold, so that's pretty heavy. A handful of actual gold, unless you've got tiny hands, that's just a lot. You're looking at, what, 3, 4, 5 pounds?
Well, it's a tiny gold pieces, maybe. I don't know.
I would ask Siri, but you know what she's going to say.
She's going to answer the wrong question.
Exactly,
which
in the wrong place.
Which is what she did the last time we asked.
So I'm going to say that's like 5 pounds is what it probably feels like to me, which means if we're looking at, so I've got 4, and then 5th bag, that's 60. 180.
Well, I mean,
holy crap! So I can carry.
All right, we'll move on.
I can carry like 360 pounds worth of gold.
Leaf, what's the next section?
The next section is the class feature. Every class starts with a unique class feature that sets them apart from other classes. And call me when you have no class. Make sure to read through them before you begin playing. And these are, for me, my class feature is Unstoppable, which in this case means once per long rest, you can become unstoppable. A juggernaut of force. I'm just throwing that out. Your unstoppable die begins as a D4. Place it on the spot to the right, starting with the die's highest value facing up. While I am unstoppable, I gain resistance to physical damage. Add that was magical. Add an additional D6 to any damage rolls you make, and can spend stress to re-roll any single die that you've rolled. Okay. Anytime you roll damage dice, reduce the unstoppable die value by 1. When you reduce the value by 1, when you reduce the value below 1 or the scene ends, remove it and drop out of unstoppable. At level 3, upgrade your unstoppable die to a D6. At level 7, upgrade it to D8. So basically, if I have a D4 and is that a D4?
That's a D4.
That is a D4.
If I do D4 and I roll and it gives me a 1, I'm only going to get 1 shot at being unstoppable, or 1 turn.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you started it. Let me see the sheet.
Oh, the sheet.
Let me read the trait. Okay.
Now roll 1d4, and then if I go through.
So you start at 4.
I start at 4.
You start at 4.
Oh, okay.
So you place
don't
it.
Roll.
You don't roll. You just
Okay.
place it as you place it as a 4.
Okay.
While you're unstoppable, you have an additional D6. Anytime you roll your damage dice, you've rolled to make damage. You flip that so that it goes to 3. Then to 2.
Yeah.
Then to 1. Then you're no longer unstoppable.
Oh, so he's got basically 4
It's a counter.
rounds
It's a
of,
countdown.
of extra
Yeah,
D6.
it's a countdown die.
And D6 is on damage, or it's on what?
It's on damage. So it's specifically on your damage rolls that you make. And you can also if you don't like if you roll like a 1, you can
Reroll your die.
spend a stress and re-roll that die.
Right. Yeah,
So that's how
I
that
was
works.
assuming that I was making the assumption that when it said a D4 that I was going to be rolling, but I'm not rolling. This is just an indicator as to.
Just a countdown
Okay,
die.
super.
Also, just like just like some of the old video games like Doom and stuff, when you do this, it says unstoppable.
Unstoppable!
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Out loud.
I mean, if you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's multi-kill.
Multi-kill!
Okay. Do you have questions about what's
No,
your...
mine's fairly straightforward. It's basically that except for one person forever. So I think Ranger's Focus. Spend hope and make an attack with your weapon. On success, you temporarily put your Ranger's Focus on the target along with doing damage from the attack. While they are my focus, I know precisely what direction they're in. All damage rolls that I make against them add 1d6. And on a missed attack I make against them, I may end my Ranger's Focus to re-roll my duality dice and take the new result, which is nifty. And I may only hold Ranger's Focus on one creature at a time. So don't make me angry.
Okay.
You wouldn't like me when I'm
And
angry.
does it say that you can only do that once per, or is it just anytime you want?
That just says spend hope. So as long as I got hope.
Okay. As long as you have
As
hope,
long as I have hope, you better hope I'm not
choose
looking at
somebody
you.
to focus. Okay. All right. Let's slide those out to the right, and this time I actually mean the right.
Interactive.
And
This section gives you. Okay, so this is a level. This section gives you a place to record your. Oh, okay. So it's the top bar here. Place to record your name, pronouns, heritage, combination of your community and ancestry, and subclass. There is also a space to record your level. Since we are using the pre-filled out cards, all that information has been preset in here, and I am level 1.
Okay.
Or Kari is level 1.
Don?
I am also level 1, Varian Soto. Yeah, so that makes total sense. The next section, which consists of a bunch of little shield-looking shapes, agility, strength, finesse, instinct, presence, and knowledge. This section gives you a place to record your... That's weird. It says names, pronouns, heritage, and subclass. There's also a space to record your level.
Good.
So I think they've labeled that incorrectly on their page.
Oh, yeah, they have.
Unless I have the wrong... Are there different character sheets?
have. There are different character sheets, but those character sheets
Should have the same makeup?
should have the same makeup.
Yeah. Well, so it looks like they've mislabeled their helper sheet.
Oh, it's upside.
Hey guys,
It's upside
helper
down.
sheet.
No.
No, I just don't.
This
it's
area
just,
contains your 6 character traits.
no. It.
Yeah, Don's sheet just says something
Yeah.
different.
Oh, okay.
So you should talk about this section because
This
yours
section,
is labeled
this
correctly.
area. Okay, so we're talking about the
hold on a
6
minute.
shields.
I probably do have the wrong one because if you remember this one over here, my evasion, it told me that mine was 11. So I'll bet you that these are.
okay.
I'll bet you these are specific to each character sheet, and
Does it say?
that there are some different character sheets.
I don't think so.
What does
Because,
it
I mean,
say
there
at the
might
bottom?
be, but this one has the same section.
What does it say at the bottom? Who is the character at the bottom?
This one has the same sections.
Oh, well, then they've just labeled it. So this is variance. This says it's variance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got some splaining to do.
Okay, so we have some
Yeah.
typos, but
Yeah,
that's
fine.
Okay, so the next section is ability scores, and then after that, what do we have?
So next is the active weapons. This is the selection or section for your active weapons, along with a name. Weapons have an associated trait that you will roll when using them for an attack. They also have a range, melee, very close, close, far, or very far. The GM will tell you what range a target is in. Damage dice are what kind of dice you're rolling when you make a successful attack, and the type is either physical or magic. Proficiency tells you how many damage dice you roll. The feature on a weapon gives you any special ability or requirement that it has. Weapons are either one-handed or two-handed. You'll see the appropriate amount of hands are already filled in for the weapon you've taken. So, looks like my primary weapon, and I have no secondary weapon, my primary weapon is a short bow, agility far, 1d8 plus 2 physical. And I don't see anything that indicates whether it's one-handed or two-handed, but I think it's obviously
it's right
two-handed.
up here. You can see the two-handed.
Oh, okay. So how would that, why, just a design question. Why do I have two hands up here and then I don't have a secondary? What if I make my secondary weapon like a short sword?
That is an excellent question. Because you could have both, well, I guess you could have both your hands filled in, but yes, it does make sense to me that there should be hands on both of those, because you could have two hands, you could have one on one hand, and you could have another weapon in your offhand.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. I could have like claws or like some sort of a spike.
Yeah.
Anything, We'll get to that. I'm assuming this one's a two-handed short bow.
It is.
And I have a two-handed battle axe. Strength is the trait, and the range is very close.
Okay.
So, the next section is the active armor. This is a section for your active armor, along with a name. Armor has a base score that will contribute towards your armor score. The feature on the armor gives you any special abilities or requirement it has. So, in my case, I have chainmail armor, base score of 7, and the name is heavy, -1 evasion.
Right. And so that's already calculated into your evasion score. So your evasion would start at 6, but in your case, your evasion is 5.
Okay.
So hold on, I think I figured something out here from earlier. And maybe we missed this in the mistyped section up here, but does finesse add to my evasion skill somehow, or agility somehow?
Agility does add to your evasion skill if you have that as an ability. But your armor is leather armor,
which gives me +1 to evasion. So I was trying to figure out how I got a 13 up here when they said that I had an 11. So maybe the 11 wasn't a typo, but maybe the 11 is the base, and it's been added to already in my... So I'm trying to figure out what that means.
I don't know. So yeah, Varian Soto's sheet is confusing.
It is very confusing. Does your agility start, or sorry, does your evasion also start at 10?
My evasion.
There's a little gray area underneath.
My
it.
evasion starts at 5. It's 6 minus.
But what's that little tiny writing underneath the bottom of
it?
the
Start at 6.
Start at 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yours started at 11.
Mine's, well, it says here start at 10. And then in here it says 11, but it's marked 13, and I've got a +1 here. And other than that, I don't know if there are any other modifiers. But so there we go. Net. Yeah.
Why our evasion scores are exactly the way they are, I am not sure, honestly, based on what we've been told are the mechanics.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that since...
Oh, yours says start at 6, and then yours is down 1. So yours makes perfect sense. Yours says start at 10. A +1 would get you an 11. We don't know where the other +2 is coming from.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're going to go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
You have an evasion. Could be a feature of your, could be a ancestry feature. Could be a feature of your.
I'm just going to accept
background.
I'm just going to accept that I have a 13 evasion. I just didn't know if I needed to add like a +1 to it for the armor, or if that was already rolled in.
All right, and then we've got inventory, which I don't think is going to come into play too much, and any inventory weapons. So those are your character sheets and the important parts of the character sheets for this game.
That was a very comprehensive and lucid explanation.
I think this is clever.
Yeah, they've done a good job.
It is. It's very clever.
Somebody did some user experience testing on this.
Okay.
There's some missing QA, but definitely user experience testing went on.
Well, they do say that this has not been through an editor yet.
Oh wow!
There we go.
I don't know. That doesn't. I didn't see anything that made me go, "Wow, they really need an editor." So
yeah. So considering that they haven't done through an editor, this is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've looked at our character sheets, let's talk about how you roll dice in Daggerheart.
Okay.
Grab your 2d12 dice. Make a roll. All right. So, what do you have?
I have a 2 and a 9, which is 11, and my fear is 9.
Okay, so your fear is higher than your hope.
Right, yes.
Okay, so in that case...
So I would say 11... so I I rolled a 2 and a 9, which is 11 with fear.
Right.
Okay.
And you don't have to tell me what the actual values are. Just I rolled an 11.
11 with fear.
With fear.
Okay.
And then I take a fear token.
Okay.
Which I will use later.
And in a perfect training example, I rolled not with fear. I rolled with hope. I rolled a 9 and an 8, giving me a 17, and the hope dice was higher, which means I rolled a 17 with hope.
Right. In which case, you would take a hope, but you're not going to because you start the game with 2 hope.
Damn.
Okay. All right. So I'm actually going to just go ahead and take 2 fear tokens because I think I start the game with 2. Sometimes you may have an experience that applies to a roll. So we were just talking about, let's say that you have what? Friend of
nature.
You have friend of nature. So let's say that you have the friend of nature, you're rolling to, I don't know, coax a squirrel out of your bird feeder.
Ooh. I can understand the difficulty.
No reason why I would think that looking out the window. And I would say, okay, so you can spend a hope, right?
Okay.
To invoke that feature. And
I would have to describe what I want to do with
add
that experience.
Exactly.
So, for example, what I would like to do is I would like to convince the squirrel to come down off the feeder without eating any of the seed, by perhaps enticing it by throwing like a nut on the ground.
Right.
And then I would invoke my nature's friend, because that's a friendly nature action there, throwing a nut on the ground under the squirrel.
Yeah. So you just describe how your experience, whatever it is, nature's friend helps you. Roll your dice and add its value, +1 or +2 to your roll.
Let's do that. I rolled a 5 with fear, and nature's friend gives me a total of 6. So I might be friendly with nature, but apparently I threw the nut right at it.
The squirrel continues to eat nuts and in fact leaps off the bird feeder and bites you.
Wow.
Mark a stress.
That's mean.
Squirrels are mean.
Okay.
I don't think I want to feed that squirrel anymore.
All right, and lastly, let's talk about spellcast rolls. These are action rolls using your spellcast trait, which will be on your foundation card if you are a spellcaster. So if you look at your cards on the back, the last sheet, you should have a bunch of cards. Your foundation is going to be your subclass, and it should say foundation on the card.
Community, ancestry,
ability.
Don't see foundation.
Foundation Wayfinder is the one that's up here.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So mine is.
Okay.
What does yours say?
Mine says stalwart.
Oh, I'm a Wayfinder.
When you take this foundation, stalwart, raise all of your damage thresholds by 2, +2. When you take physical damage, you may spend a hope instead of marking armor slot to reduce the damage of your armor score. Interesting.
Okay. All right. So we've gone.
There's stuff on these cards that I need to know.
Yes, and we will definitely get that. We will be referencing those. So we'll talk about how dice rolls affect the story. That's our next section. All right, we've talked about how dice roll. Let's talk about what they do in the story. Usually I'll set a difficulty for the roll based on the situation, like 6 or 14 or 25. Your goal is to meet or beat that number. If an ability or spell has a number on it, like a spellcast roll 13, that's the difficulty of the roll. If you succeed, you get what you wanted. If you don't, you fail, and something new happens in the story. You get a success with hope. You accomplish your goal. All is well. You get a hope. You continue to pass the scene around the table. A success with fear means you get it, but there's some kind of consequence or complication. And I'll get to make what was called a GM move so that I may mark a stress. The bad guys may come after you. Something like that might happen. I won't make it so you didn't succeed. It's just a complication occurs. If you roll a failure with hope, you don't get what you wanted to get, but things don't go as badly as they could have otherwise. Right? So, I'll make some kind of move in line with the fiction, but you will continue to play and we'll move things back into the narrative as it's going. If you roll a failure with fear, things go very badly. So we were talking about an example earlier where you try to jump onto the roof, right?
Or pull the squirrel down, actually.
Oh, we'll pull the squirrel down. So if you roll a failure with hope, right? The squirrel continues to sit in your squirrel feeder, but nothing else happens bad.
Gotcha. Now, on that one, let's assume that I had to roll above a 10 in order to succeed.
Yeah.
If I had succeeded with fear, what would have happened?
If you succeeded with fear, the squirrel comes down, he menaces you quickly. Looks like he's going to bite you and doesn't. Take a stress.
I still have to take a stress.
Yes. Something bad happens whenever you get fear.
So, is it always taking a stress, or could it be something else?
It could be something else. That squirrel jumps down, but another squirrel jumps up.
Gotcha.
That would be an example of, you got what you wanted,
but it wasn't exactly what you needed.
But it wasn't what you needed. Right.
There was a song about that.
Yep. If you ever roll doubles, two of the same number, that is a critical success, no matter what the numbers are. So if you roll 2 1s, roll 2 10s, roll 2 12s, same thing.
Really?
Yes.
Critical success.
Critical success. You get what you want, you get a little extra, you get to mark a hope, you get to clear a stress if you have any stress, and you get some maximum damage.
The percentages on that.
Okay. So let's talk about combat real quick. This is going to be our action tracker. There are what comes with the Daggerheart open with the beta. There are standees, little folded papers that we can put out for the different characters that you'll see in this story, and there is an action tracker. I brought the wrong box with me to Don's house, and so we do not have any of those things, and we do not have the maps that I got. So this is our action tracker. When you attack a target, you ask me if it's in range of your weapon. So is it close? Is it far? Is it very close? Right? Then you make your attack. You put one of your action tokens on the action tracker. If you make a roll with fear, or if you fail in one of your attacks, or if I just really, really want to, then...
Sounds fair.
I then have this many moves I can make.
Oh.
So for every action you spend, I get an action.
So is this like actions in a round? So like I could say I could take more than one action in a round?
It's possible.
So to talk through that scenario, I have a bow, my short bow, but I want to get a really good shot. Does this give me an advantage if I want to try and talk through taking an additional action? Is there a benefit to this, or is it easier for me or better for me to just say I shoot him with my bow, or is it better for me to tell a compelling story of leaping upon the upon the rock next to me to get a higher vantage, and then carefully pulling back and then letting my bow go, taking 2 actions to do that?
I would say it's always better to lean into the narrative.
Okay, but do I put down 2 action tokens for that, or is there a benefit to me to do that?
You could. If you wanted to do that as 2 separate actions, then what I would do is I would say, okay, first let's leap onto the rock.
Okay.
Give me a agility roll, difficulty 10.
I fail with hope.
Okay, so you leap towards the rock. You do not get on top of the rock, but you do get behind the rock. So you have a little bit of cover.
Okay.
And it's my go.
Gotcha. Do I get to write down some hope for that? Because but I didn't succeed with hope, so I don't write any hope down.
I think, good question. Roll a failure with hope, you don't get what you wanted.
Because that would be worthwhile. If I could just throw actions out there, even if I'm failing, but failing with hope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess there's the challenge, though. If I fail with fear, I've stubbed my toe on that rock. Bad things can happen to stub toes.
The rock falls on you
Even worse.
magically.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Let me see something here. Action rolls. If you roll with hope, you mark a hope on your sheet.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's
If you roll with hope, you mark a hope on your sheet. You failed with hope, you get a hope, you get a little bit of cover, and but it's now my turn.
Gotcha. So I've lost my action further than that because I can't then take my shot.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Okay. So I get to spend as many tokens as I want on my turn. I can only activate any given enemy one time. And we'll see it all in action soon. We're going to take a break before we actually play. That's what it says.
That's probably good timing because my coffee is diminished.
All right. So we're going to take just a second. I'm going to put the logo up and go on mute. And then we will be back shortly. Okay.
Done.
So, yeah, I think we're back on. So, it did not tell me to take 2 fear, so I'm not going to take 2 fear. And we're just going to start. I'll grab fear later. I'm sure I'll have plenty of fear as this goes on.
Turns out we had just enough.
You are a gentleman and a scholar.
I wouldn't get that far.
I wouldn't either.
Okay. This evening, your party has finally made it to the Sablewood.
The who, huh?
The
The
Sablewood.
Sablewood.
Okay.
A sprawling forest of colossal trees, some say are even older than the Forgotten Gods. It is a place renowned for 2 things: its sunken pathways that provide the trade routes for many traveling merchants, and its unique hybrid animals. Even now, from within your carriage, you can hear strange sounds: the bird calls of the lark moths, the croak of the lemur toads, the skittering of a family of foxbats in the underbrush. One of you is driving the carriage. Who is it?
Probably me. I
Okay.
shoot first and take questions later.
All right, Varian. You've noticed something unique about the look of the trees here in the Sablewood.
What kind of things do I notice about the trees that look unique?
You tell
I mean,
me.
I'm a nature I'm a nature creature. Let's see here. I'm wildborn. Being part of a wildborn community means you were raised by a clan deep within the forest. I know these trees. Maybe I grew up around here. So I think the interesting thing about these trees is that unlike most trees on this planet, these trees have blue leaves.
Okay. Interesting.
Thick blue leaves.
Are they a green blue?
They're a deep bluish green.
Okay. Interesting. So as you go through in the evening light, they're going to look this. I think they would look rather odd in
They
the
do.
sunlight as the kind of the orangish light is reflecting off these bluish leaves, turning the forest kind of purple around you. As it turns into like a deep violet color.
Oh.
It's kind of ominous, I think.
Kind of ominous. And as you turn around a tight corner, with one of your wheels kind of shaking a bit, you see ahead of you an overturned merchant's cart laying sideways in the path. It's blocking the path.
Whoa.
And a scattering of fruits and vegetables are across the trail. You look around the side of the carriage,
I've pulled out my bow to ready myself.
and you see, stepping out quietly, is a Strix wolf. A large creature with the body of a wolf, the face of an owl, and large wings adorning its back.
Am I familiar with this creature?
Yes, you've seen them before.
Are they dangerous?
They can be.
Are they intelligent?
Moderately. I think like most wild animals, you know that they are not super motivated to attack.
Are they tasty?
Is it
Don't know.
definitely a wild animal though? Is it likely that this is the cause of this wreck, or is it just somebody who's experimenting?
I would say that it is. Give me a. Well, you're a friend of nature.
I am a friend of nature. Well, I'm a wildborn, and Lightfoot. My movement is naturally silent.
Give me a knowledge roll. Let's say a difficulty of 5.
And I'm assuming that double 12s.
Yep.
So at a 22, with hope, I think I know.
Plus
My, well, I'm not going to use my
knowledge.
nature's friend,
Your knowledge?
but my knowledge is 0.
Okay.
Okay, so with a 22, go
I
ahead and
shoot
mark a
first.
hope.
Yeah.
I shoot first, ask questions later,
Okay.
which includes when I'm on a test in school.
So I think on a 22, you know that this is a wild animal. It is unlikely that it actually caused this wreck.
Just trying to pick up free stuff.
Most likely it's just here for the free browsing.
All right, so I have a momentary thought before I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Am I hungry? Is this thing good to eat?
No.
Okay.
No.
So,
like most predators, it nasty.
So I shoot it.
Okay.
Action.
Let's do some combat. Give me an action.
That's 14 with hope. I guess. What do I add for it for my combat attack? So I'm not using any of my experience. These take hope to use, correct? Yes. My little cheat sheet here. So which of my skills do I use to modify any of my bow attacks?
Does it say anything
None?
with your bow? It says it is agility.
Agility far. Oh, okay. So there we go. Agility far. So I rolled a 14 natural with hope. Agility +2, so 16 with hope.
And I would say
And
you're
I marked
probably
down a hope.
I'm going to go ahead and say you're within far range.
I am within far range, or if I'm within far range, yeah.
And they don't actually say in these materials. I think it might be here. Far is 30 to 100 feet. So I would say you're easily within 100 feet
Okay.
of this thing. On a 22, roll damage.
So it's a 7 +2, and then also, let's see, spend hope and make an attack with my weapon. Do I want to spend hope? Can I choose this Ranger's Focus after I roll? Or must I choose before?
I would say you have to choose before.
Okay. So, so we got a 7, 8, 9 points of damage on Critter.
Okay. You put an arrow through its heart and it dies.
Supper.
I'm not.
I
I'd
already
rather
told you
eat
it's
that.
not good to eat.
I'd rather eat those vegetables. I'd really rather eat those vegetables. Hey,
You kill the Strix Wolf. You see, as what do you do now?
I'm gonna call out. Hey, whose card is this? Get it out of my way.
Oh, hey, it's maybe not a good idea that I shot that thing.
Why's that?
Well, what if it's somebody's pet?
Too late now. Should have thought of that before. Were you scared? Were you scared of the little fox rabbit thing? What
No,
is it?
I took my
With its
I
wings.
took my raison d'etre just a little too literally.
Yes,
I think.
you really did. Shoot first and ask questions later. Yes.
And I think you actually acted against your experience, which is you are nature's friend.
But
and to that
the
point,
reason I asked that-
Don,
Yeah?
give me an instinct roll.
Instinct.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
well, 22 with fear.
Okay, so
Well, 23.
Oh, sorry, 23. My instinct is +1. Yeah.
yeah, so what you notice is 3 Strixwolf pups.
Oh,
Kind of wandering about the side of the carriage. Take a stress. And kind of nuzzling at
the
the
dead mother.
Murderer.
Murderer. What is wrong with you?
Well, I think under the circumstances, I feel a little bad about this.
You're going to have to kill the pups? Is that what you're going to do?
Well, there's 2 choices at this point. One is to bring them with, and they're nasty critters, but maybe pups can be brought up in the right way. What do I know about Strixwolf pups? Do I know?
Well,
can
you're
they
a
be
friend
trained?
of nature.
Well, I am a friend of nature, but
I would say that, so when I said that Strixwolves are nasty, what I meant was, like most predators, they taste like crap.
It tastes like squirrel.
see, maybe that's a misunderstanding of hearing what the GM was saying then, because what I walked away with from that conversation, while I was asking those questions, in a minimal way, by the way, because I don't ask questions.
What you literally asked me was, are they good to eat? And
I said
they
are they
nasty.
good to eat?
No, Don asked me, are they good to eat?
I did.
And
I
I
asked if
said,
they were good to eat.
no, they nasty.
Okay.
They're wolves. Wolves do not taste good. Actually, dog apparently tastes good. People eat dog.
You never know.
So where are you going to
pig
make a
tastes good
choice?
and pigs
You're
eat
going to make a
anything.
choice. You're going to keep. I want no part of this. I'm still sitting on the wagon, going, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm worried about who owns that cart.
What I
That's the
did,
only
I
thing
heard
that
the
says-
word predator is what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard the word predator,
Yeah.
you know, and I was thinking, you know, unfortunate, we stumbled into this, you know, these guys have been attacked by wolves. Clearly there's danger here. Let's take care of it
So it was
before we get in.
unlikely that this was the cause, but okay.
Well, you know, anyway, so I think under the circumstances, I'm going to use, to the best of my power, the ability to help these wolves out. So I am a friend of nature, and what can I do in order to make it most likely that these wolf pups succeed? I mean, is there either do I know that they're just going to die if I leave them on their own? Are they old enough to be weaned?
Give me a knowledge check.
Oh,
19, but with fear. I'm a little worried about this.
Can you?
I would say
Sorry,
can
20,
you
20 with fear.
Can you give it a hope?
Oh, but I was talking about nature's friend, as in I was going to use it, but I didn't overtly say that. So either way, it would have been with fear with the roll.
Yeah.
But can't you change the number on one of your dice and have it be
no.
No. Okay.
No.
No, that's only if I miss an attack against someone.
Okay.
Which would have been handy.
Okay.
So,
Oh well.
so I'll say that under those circumstances, I mean, these are wolf pups. They're not old enough to hunt on their own. They're small in a world of things that are often large. They are dead pups walking.
You know, it's rare I start off a gaming session with killing puppies.
Yes. Well,
Not
you
my
didn't
thing.
start off with killing puppies. You started off with killing a mother.
This would make a great Disney film.
Yes, it would. Except for
I'd
all
be
the
in the
characters,
shadow.
all the characters die in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go ahead and set you guys up here real quick. While you're thinking about this, let's put you guys here on your wagon. You hear a crackling in the bushes.
He's just going to start shooting again. You might want to stay back in
And
the bushes.
before you can react, you see 4 of what are known as thistlefolk.
Try to say that fast.
4 of what are thistlefolk? I can't say that fast.
I'm not going to. I don't want to offend our viewers.
So, the thistlefolk are small, somewhat toad-like, but fanged. So they have flat faces with fangs and small and recessed noses, standing about 4 feet tall, very stocky, broad individual. They will be, and before you can really react, you realize, as you realize, that this was probably pretty much of an ambush. And while you were
Puppies
focused
here as
on
an ambush, is so cruel.
That is cruel. And you fell right into it, though. I mean, to be clear.
So they have you gotten off the cart, or are you still on the cart?
we're still.
I'm still on the cart.
We're still. I'm assuming it's like a.
That's my dice box.
Well, that's problematic.
Here, cart.
That's all right. Actually, the cart's probably about as big as your wallet or that card.
All right. Okay.
I'm assuming we're.
So the first thing I'm going to do, since I am a giant,
You're not going to do anything because
Oh.
it's my turn.
Ah!
It's his turn.
Did you take my action tokens?
Nope, I didn't. They're right there.
No, you took a shot at the. Oh yeah. You took a shot at the. You know what? I am going to spend one of these to get 2 action tokens to start this.
These are our horses, by the way. I'm assuming there's carts because it's a horse,
Yes.
or horses because it's a cart.
Yes.
I put the cart before the horse there.
Is it a bird horse or a
So-
horse bull or something like that?
One of these
Sure.
goes to Don or to Varian. 2 of them are going to move to. What's your character's name? Kari.
Kari Nix.
So 2 of them move on Kari next. One of them moves in on Varian. You
So-
guys were focused on the cart, so you are being ambushed.
So do we have
And
a canceling bonus that cancels out some of their ability because we're on a cart? And a cart, I'm assuming, is going to
No.
be easily more than 4 feet off the ground.
well, they have descended from the trees,
Damn monkeys!
and therefore they're actually in your carriage, prepared to attack. So 2 of them are going to attack you. I don't have to spend an action token with this because they have a ambush ability. So
Oh, okay.
2 of them are going after you.
Okay.
That would be an 18 and a 1. Does the 18 beat your evasion score?
My evasion score, yes, 18. Definitely, it beats everyone's evasion score.
Okay.
Oh, hold on just a minute. I just noticed you rolled 2 20-sided dice,
Mhm.
and when I attacked, I rolled 2 12-sided dice.
Correct.
Is there a difference in how NPCs attack, or did I or you use the wrong dice?
There's a difference between how I attack. I don't roll with hope and fear dice. I roll with d20s.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you will take 7 physical damage.
We're not making it out of here.
So what is your minor damage threshold?
Minor damage is 8, so that is 1 hit point.
You take nothing.
Oh, that's right.
It did
'cause
not
that's
exceed
it.
your minor damage
Okay.
threshold. You instead take 1 stress.
1 stress. Okay. And okay. Can I whack these?
The third is going to attack you. For a 15. Does a 15 beat your evasion score?
My evasion score, as written in this box, is 13. That would beat it.
You take 16 or 17? 17 damage.
So that would put me into the severe, so I mark 3.
Oh boy.
Although you can take a hit on your armor to reduce that by 3.
Oh, that's true. So
But if you did, that would still be severe.
if you do get hit, you'll be able to mark armor slots in the boxes to the right to reduce the incoming damage by your armor. Your armor score is 3. So yeah, we're gonna
It's
reduce that, and
Well, the problem is that if it was a 17, so even if you reduce it by 3, it's still
still-
severe damage.
gotcha.
You can mark
I
2
see.
armor slots to reduce it by.
So yeah, we're not going to mark any armor slots. Oh, I thought you could only mark 1.
I think you can only mark 1.
Yeah,
We're going to go with that.
you'll-
We're going to say you can
You'll be
only
able
mark,
to mark
1.
armor
That's
slots.
the
Oh,
rule.
well, actually, if you do get hit, you'll be able to mark armor slots, the boxes to the right. So it's up to you to tell me whether or not it's 1 or more than 1.
It says armor slots, you can mark more than 1. So
All right.
It's up to you what you do.
So if I mark 3, I only take it down to, or if I mark 2, I'll mark, so, yeah, I think, sure, armor is for being armor. We're gonna save my body a little bit, and we're gonna mark 2 of those armors.
Okay, and with that, I will now pass it over to you.
So I'm obviously going to take some action, right?
Okay.
And I am going to whack Can I whack both of these guys with my battle axe, or do I have to pick one?
Do you have an ability that gives you the ability to attack 2? Check your cards.
My cards. No, I don't think I have not seen anything that says that I can. Well, it doesn't. Okay, so I've got a whirlwind ability. When you make a successful attack using a weapon with melee or very close range, you may also spend a hope to use that roll against every other enemy in the weapon's range.
Okay, so yes.
Yes.
You can select one of these guys to go after.
Okay.
And you can then you choose one guy to go after, and if you succeed, you get to hit all of them.
Can I become unstoppable?
Yes.
I am now unstoppable.
All right. How often can you become unstoppable?
4 times.
One time per swear.
Just read the whole thing.
When you reduce the value below 1, the scene ends, remove it and drop out of the unstoppable. So I either the scene ends or I get down to.
Okay, so you can do this as many times as you want during a session.
Right.
There's no limit.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as the scene is active.
And as long as your dice isn't
as long as
0.
my dice is not.
Okay.
So do I need to put that over there or here?
Here, there, right there.
Okay.
So roll. Give me an attack.
Attack. Here we go. I have. Is that a 6?
That's
That
a 6.
looks like a 6.
I have a 17 with hope, and yeah, and I was just rolling an attack, so I don't have anything to add to it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you get extra damage.
Unstoppable die begins. Add an additional d6 to any damage rolls that you make. No, not damage rolls. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So roll damage because that definitely hits.
Okay.
So first, take a hope.
Take a hope. Hope. Okay, that was for my successful.
That's
roll.
for a success with hope, and then roll your damage. What's your battle axe damage?
Battle axe is 2d10 plus 2. Excuse
Okay.
me, 1d10 plus 2.
So take a d10.
And that's this one?
Mm-hmm.
No, yes.
And you also roll a d6. Is that correct?
Yes. D6. Yes.
Okay.
So we've got 10.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, I'm sorry. This is a 6. No, it's a 9. 10.
Okay. Do you get any pluses on that? Look at your battle axe. I think
Battle
it's
axe
plus 2.
plus 2. So
Okay.
12.
So
Total
that's
of 12.
So you do 12 damage. Now you're a giant, which means you have extra reach. So every enemy on this cart is in range for you.
Okay.
Ooh, very nice.
So I'm going to say that you focus on number 1. You do 10 damage.
Okay.
Actually, it's 12 damage,
12
correct?
damage.
All right.
And any additional enemies you succeed against with this ability take half damage.
Okay. So you definitely hardcore damage 2 of these guys, and you flat out kill one of them. So,
Okay, so.
this guy is dead.
Oh. Doom, boom, ba-doom. See, I killed an enemy and not a random animal.
They take a shoot first, ask questions later approach. Any problem that cannot be solved with a bow is not a problem yet. Is this a problem?
It's a problem now.
Well, that's because it couldn't be solved with a bow.
Okay. Well, battle axe helps.
I'm going to go ahead and spend a fear and interrupt this scene.
I haven't even acted yet, and I had such a great action.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was gonna.
That guy is going to retreat. He's gone. Thistlefolk Thief is just going to disappear.
Wise choice.
Thistlefolk.
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 The other two are going to attack you again.
What?
Do I not get to go? When do I get to go?
You get to go next. I interrupted the scene. I spent fear.
Damn you.
So I'm going to spend 2 action tokens, which I bought, and have... Actually, they're both going to attack you.
Oh, they're going to attack me.
You're the most dangerous thing on the card.
I am definitely the most dangerous thing on this card.
Okay, that's a 4
Okay.
and a 9.
And a 9. So, 1 is below minor, and the 9 is minor.
No. Does a 4 hit you?
4 hit.
Does that beat your evasion?
No, the 4 does not hit.
Does a 9 beat your evasion?
Yes.
Okay. So one of those hits you. That is going to be 11 damage.
11 damage, which would be minor, which would be 1 hit point. Okay. So I'll take a hit point.
Okay. You're up.
Yeah!
Yeehaw!
We're taking this wagon to top speed.
Okay.
Because if they're standing here and they just landed on it, barely to get their footing, and we're in the seats, the worst that can happen is everybody's going to be pushed back.
Give me an agility roll. Difficulty 20.
Agility roll, difficulty 20.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
And also give me an action token because you're taking an action.
Oh, that's right. No.
Not only
What'd you get?
Not
I
only
made
no.
a 12 plus 2, 14. Can I do anything to modify that? And it's with fear. You get your little token. Damn it. Seems like that would be easier to do. 14 with fear.
Okay. Well, what you're trying to do is not run into the wagon that is blocking your path.
Gotcha. I would argue the horses aren't going to drive themselves into the wagon, but it may jolt our wagon.
They do not run into it, but they go in and then they immediately stop and rear as you charge forward. Not expecting it, you shift forward a bit in the seat and take a stress.
This is very stressful for me. Very
and
stressful.
then
There's the puppies to worry about after this is all over.
What happens to everyone else?
these guys, one of them does fall down, but one of them keeps his feet. The one that falls down is going to stand up.
Is standing up an action?
They can stand up and attack in the same turn.
Okay.
They're not really moving very far. They have decided you're a crazy person. One of them will attack you. Does a 7 beat your evasion?
It does not. I easily evade. Ha ha!
Does a 4 beat your evasion?
My evasion? No.
Okay. Back to you.
Uh,
You are now kind of, one of your horses is looking kind of rough, a little bit lamed. Your cart is sort of canted sideways as they jolted forward and then stopped. It's going to take you a minute to get it back, and you have 2 thistle
As
folk
someone
behind
who is a nature's friend, I'm hurting a lot of nature.
apparently, that is what your role is in today's game. I am going to attack.
Okay.
I'm going to melee both of these boogers.
All right.
And I am going to
Roll for an attack.
I roll a 10 with hope, and 10 with hope.
Okay, so your battle axe goes whistling over the head of the nearest thistle folk,
Thistlefolk.
and you are unable to. You can mark a hope, but you are unable to hit them.
So I am going to leap forward onto the non-lamed horse,
Which you lamed.
which, admittedly, I'm gonna have to spend some hope to fix. But whatever hopeful horse there is, I'm gonna get on that horse in a very 1950s cowboy movie sort of way, where I'm leaping off the wagon, landing on the saddle of the horse, spinning around during that process, so that I can then either draw my bow and get ready to attack, or get ready to attack for the next round.
All right, so
I'm
your
getting out of that's my entire action right there.
That's your entire action.
Is getting onto that horse.
Give me an agility roll. I'm gonna say this is like a 15.
And I'm gonna spend some hope here because I'd like this to succeed. Let's see. Is this the right time to use hope? So this is where you record your hope. You may spend hope to use an experience or help an ally.
Okay.
So this would be, I'm not helping an ally, which would give you 1d6 if I helped you, but I am going to try and spend experience. I don't think this is possible for deadly aim, but I think it is good for nature's friend because I am hopping onto a horse, which is going to be a moving, living object. Is that a valid take on this?
For the time
No,
being,
but
it's
I'll
gonna be
allow
living.
it.
Okay. Do I have any other skills over here?
For the time being.
For the time being.
Oh, I forgot to reduce my...
Yeah, you'd reduce it by 3.
2.
By 3, because you've only dealt damage one time. You dealt 1 damage the other time you missed. And so if I've read your ability correctly, it's when you do damage, you count down.
Okay, but I've only attacked twice.
Right. But so you reduce it by 1 to 3.
Okay.
Because you've only dealt damage once.
Oh, okay.
I think, by the way, not to cut out and go back to a non sequitur, but I think I figured out the whole evasion number system. So I happen to be nimble because I have this
okay,
card.
and you add your agility.
While this card is in your loadout, add your agility score to your evasion. That's +2. So I would also get +1 for this. My evasion is actually 14.
Okay. Well, no, it starts at 10.
Yeah, it starts at 10.
+2, +1 is 13.
Gotcha. Starts at 10. So starts at 10 is my natural. Why would it label me as... Still need it. Okay, so sorry. Back to the... So my leap onto the horse is... I'm going to roll for
Spend a
it.
hope. Give me an
spending a
agility
hope.
of 14.
An agility of 14.
Roll 14.
Come on, give me some numbers. Better numbers. Okay, but 2, so that's with fear. So that's 10 with fear, +2, 12 with fear. And then nature's... that only gets me to a 13.
Can you spend a hope point?
I did by pulling up the
okay.
nature's friend, which I have to erase, by the way. I spent that hope, so that gives me a 13. Do I have anything that lets me reroll? Let's look at my skills and my capabilities, shall we?
You do not.
GM seems to think I don't. I doubt that outcome.
Yeah. Well, you also
on
killed...
any agility rolls, you may mark a stress to re-roll your hope die. If you do, take the new result instead. I am willing to use this stress because I'm using it anyway.
Yeah, well,
hope die was the low one. That I think does it. So that's a 13 plus 2 plus the 1. So yeah.
All right. So you
is it?
succeed with fear.
16. I succeed with fear.
Which means that it's going to be my turn. I'm just going to take over. The consequence for that is that it's my turn.
But it worked.
The thistle folk that you've jumped away from is going to jump after you.
There's not much room on this horse, buddy.
He's jumping to your other horse. And he's going to jump to the other horse.
Not the hurt one.
And he's going to take a swing at you with his dagger.
Not the hurt horse.
Does a 19 hit you?
That one sadly will hit me, yes.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Oh!
Okay, so that's 8 plus 7 is 15 plus 1 is 16.
16. So armor can reduce that by 3. Let's see. What can I do here? Because that's going to hit me. I can take it down by 1, but that still marks off all my... Oh, no. I guess my hit points, my stress, I got those confused. So my armor takes that. Yeah. So I take, I guess, 2 hit points, if I did that correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's to you.
It's to me. I'm going to obviously. I am no longer close to both of them, so I'm going to attack the one that's still at the cart.
Okay.
And I'm going to beat the hell out of it. Which I have 12 with fear. And is there anything else I can do? Oh, wait.
Well, you rolled a 12. You're plus 2 because it's strength, right? That's
Right.
14 total.
14 total. So 14.
14 with fear.
With fear.
Okay, so that hits.
Mm-hmm. But
And the thing is this. Very close is 5 to 10 feet. And I'm going to say you're probably within 10 feet of both of these guys.
oh, okay.
And you are a giant, which means that you can hit things with melee weapons that are within very close range.
Right.
So go ahead and roll damage.
So I'm rolling 1d10
And 1d6.
and 1d6. And so I've got 6 and... Is that a 1? No, it's a 0.
Okay.
And
Max damage, 16.
16. Oh, okay. 16 plus 2, which is 18. I think that's right. Yeah, so 18 for who I'm attacking, and add an additional.
It doesn't matter. They're dead.
Okay.
They're both dead.
Okay.
They're both dead. They're both completely dead.
I've killed the proper people this time.
However, you rolled with fear.
Uh-huh.
So
I probably killed the horse.
Hopefully not the healthy
horse.
one.
And I'm going to say the complication with this is that your shifting weight has actually, with the way that the cart, with Don trying to jump the cart forward and then having to stop it and slide it, cracks one of your cartwheels.
Okay.
And so you guys are now...
Yeah.
You are cartless.
Yes.
You're the Wainwright here, buddy.
Yes. I will. I'll be happy to do that.
Me, I'm all about the nature.
Yes.
See, I'm going to take care of these
And
puppies.
so, yes, you're gonna take care of the puppies. Okay. Yeah. I see that happening.
So I'm just gonna say, what do you do now? You have defeated the adversaries. You have the pups have scattered from all the noise and the fact that you ran a horse into them, or into that cart.
So the pups scattered?
Yeah. Your cart
Problem
is
solved.
damaged.
Problem solved.
Your cart is damaged. You are in the woods. Now, you know, and I think I failed to read the intro to this adventure.
Was it Don't Kill the Dog? 'Cause
Yeah.
I think that would have been important to know.
Do not kill any wild animals on this trip. Okay.
Actually, no. I did not read anything.
Okay.
You guys are on your way to the village of Hush. Is where you are headed right now.
Okay.
So,
So,
you have on the carriage, a rather heavy package that you are supposed to deliver.
So, taking assessment of the situation, I can tell you this right here. We're on a road. We know that there were some villains that wanted to take our stuff, basically rob us.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is they're not part of a larger group, but you never know. They could be. They could have attacked this cart earlier, this other cart. We should probably now investigate the cart to see if there's any other dead bodies, which I think I do. I'm going to move silently around here, and so long as you, my friend, I don't know if I can. Yeah, I guess I could spend a hope to make you move silently too, but
Easy enough. There is a dead merchant partially eaten.
probably by that nasty ass wolf.
Yes, almost certainly by that nasty ass wolf.
Good thing I killed that.
But he did not die of that. He died of a slit throat.
So
he was eaten later.
So we
Still
came
nasty.
up on the situation where the merchant was killed, and we came up, and the killers went up into the trees, and the fox bear
Owl.
wolf thing was chewing on the
But
the dead
once
body.
fox, bear, owl, wolf things get a taste for human blood,
Yes.
they just keep coming.
I
instinctively knew that.
You instinctively knew that that's what was happening because you didn't see the body. But okay, all right.
I am
keep
of nature
justifying
here.
the murder, and that's fine.
Do
Kill.
you not see the cat ears? Okay, buddy, pal. Cat ears. Okay,
Cat ears.
dogs, cats. We don't get along.
We don't get along.
We don't get along. Not with the owl, bear, dog, cat thing. Wolf.
Ow.
So, so what we need to do is we need to fix our wagon because if we've got a heavy item on here on this wagon, we still have to
Is the other
deliver it.
wagon in complete disrepair? And does the wagon wheels on that wagon fit our wagon?
I would say yes. The wagon wheels on that wagon do fit your wagon.
And if not, we could probably take two
And
of the wagon
if you
wheels to
guys,
match
take an hour or two,
which we do.
you can clear the cart. You can fix your wagon wheel, and you can move forward. But it's hard sledding. It's going to be hard work to do.
Well, it's a good thing
but
I'm a
you can do
giant.
it. Yeah, you can.
So how does one in this game heal oneself? I can take a potion to remove stress because I got that, my minor stamina potion, and I am down some stress, but I feel injured.
Well, you are injured compared to me.
So you could attempt to rest. However, you do know that at least one of the thistle folk that attacked you earlier disappeared, and you know not where. So you know that's a thing that has happened. So it may not be, if you stay here for too long, especially if you try to rest up, then you might be in some kind of danger.
So, gotcha. We shouldn't rest here overnight. We should probably find a different place, even if it's to abscond off into the woods and make ourselves a little bit of a rest area.
And you do know that you're, not too far from town.
Maybe we head back to town.
Or forward to town.
Forward to town. So,
Sir.
yes.
Okay, I've got no problem with that. I've put the wagon wheel on. Our wagon's in shape. What are we going to do about this poor lame horse? Is it lame, or is it?
It's not lame. If you,
but it's not going to be pulling
so
your cart.
let's see how lame it is first, because
Okay.
there's varying degrees of lame.
Mm-hmm.
You have horses that are hurt, and you have horses that can't pull a cart.
Okay.
So I'm going to evaluate this horse.
Just give me a straight luck roll.
Straight luck roll. What's a straight luck roll? 2 12s?
Yeah, you roll 2 12s. Just roll with hope or fear.
Because I was going to do the whole nature's friend thing and spend a hope point and dig into it.
Give me a roll.
Okay. These things roll for a long time. So always with the fear. Always with the fear. It's a 12, but it's with fear.
Okay, so I'll say that with that,
I should be switching the luck.
you cannot use this horse to pull this wagon. So if you can use Kari to push the wagon and to help the other horse, and you're just gonna get into town super late. And you may or may not be attacked again on your way in. But if you want to and you definitely, this package that you have in the cart is something that you have been tasked by the king to deliver.
Pretty important to get this there. I don't know why they would hire just the two of us first level people as a king. They would have more money, but I have faith in us. So I think we're just going to have to make do with what we have.
I don't like being used as a
pack animal,
as a beast of burden. But since you kill everything that you touch, I'll just take it in stride. So,
All right. So I'm going to let this go narratively and just say that you get into the town of Hush. It takes you a solid, what should be like an hour, takes you a solid 3.
You weren't very good as a pack animal, were you?
well, we had to put the wheel on the wagon too.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work.
And we're also comparing him to a horse.
To 2 horses.
No, you're just replacing one horse.
And
the other horse is fine.
my pronouns are her.
Yeah, we're using her as
her.
a replacement for an entire horse. So,
Yes.
and they are a problem child.
We refer to ourselves as we in a royal sense.
Fair enough. So the two of you do struggle into town. A few smiling faces turn to you as your carriage rolls in, quickly turning to concern and even a little bit of fear as you come in.
Were they not expecting us? Is this not a delivery to the king, or is this a delivery to the king or from the king?
This is delivery from the king.
Okay.
You know that you need to find the Whitefire Arcanist to deliver the package from the king.
Excellent. Is there an official at the gate?
There is no gate. You go through the forest until you spot a large stone pillar, carved top to bottom in ancient dwarven symbols. This denotes one corner of the peaceful village of Hush. When you pass beyond the stone marker, you feel a small sensation like the pop of a bubble. Then the sounds of friendly chatter become louder. Though the trees of the Sablewood are unchanged here, there is a distinctive, safe, and comforting air. A few smiling faces turn to you as your carriage rolls in, quickly turning to concern and possibly fear, since your carriage is all messed up and your horse is slightly lame and is behind the carriage and you're having a giant pull your carriage in. People are looking at you a bit like, what the what?
Oh my god, thank God we've made it. Thank God we've made it.
This horse smells terrible. I've been standing next to it all sweaty for the last 2 hours.
Good folk. Good folk. Regale me if you will. We are looking for the White Arcanist. Do you know where we can find the White Arcanist?
So as you're speaking, there is, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, we're down to 5% battery on that camera.
How did that happen?
So if we have a very long, cable, we could probably connect it up to a charging source.
We did. We do. We should.
He says.
He says.
Okay.
The longest cable ever. Is there like a plug up here?
Does it reach?
It is if we can get another foot.
3 so.
Hold on. Move.
3 so. There we go.
It's good.
Okay. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. Is it charging? Did it make a noise?
I don't know.
Looks like it's still giving you video, so...
Yeah, it's still giving me video. It's just, I mean, we either are or are not charging. We will either end suddenly or we will end on a high note.
Well, let's just make sure that the power plug is a power plug and not a non-powered plug.
And that it's plugged in with the plug of the plug?
Well, here, I can check and
There
see
we
if
go.
I'm getting a charging
There we go.
symbol.
I have hit the button to make sure it is a power plug. It should be
Powered.
powered. Does it say I am powered?
It really doesn't, but, I mean, either is or isn't.
Okay, well,
We're either charging or we're not.
Or it isn't.
then there could be some unexpected, like
Yeah.
cliffhangers.
So if anybody is still watching this, or if you're watching this later, this video may stop suddenly. Okay. All right. So there's a person who looks up at you and kind of it's a Clank, which is
Clank is a type of thing?
It's a humanoid robot.
Oh.
Humanoid-ish. This particular Clank has a very ovoid body, and seems to be, oddly enough, constructed mostly of carved wood. Its joints are wood. It's like a marionette almost, but one with like kind of an ovoid body and kind of ball joints and very rounded form. Except for its hands, which are quite thin and dexterous. It is sitting. It's playing a some kind of game involving acorns, like in the square across from a youngish-looking dwarf. This Clank turns to you and says,
Try not to shoot it.
I am resisting every urge.
and
Every.
So what did you say?
I believe I said, "Oh my God! Thank God we've made it." And then he said, "This."
You're looking for the white who?
Yes, the looking for the white Arcanus. But yeah, I said, "Regale us, please. We are looking for the white Arcanus. Do you know where we can find the white Arcanus?"
I don't rightly know where you can find white Arcanist, white fire Arcanist.
Yeah, white fire Arcanus. Sorry, I checked my.
You might want to go to the Clover Tavern and talk to my friend Lausa. Friendly dwarf. Might be willing to give you a tip in exchange for maybe a bit of ale. As you're on about that way.
Why, thank you. Would you mind if we stayed here and rested with you, good fine folk? For a day or so? We met some ruffians on the road. As you can see, we took the worst part of it, but they won't be coming here, obviously.
There's a tavern inn. I'm sure you can stay wherever you like.
Sounds fantastic. Point the way to the tavern or the inn.
Clover Tavern, it says that way.
Excellent. We head that way.
And you will know that you are in a bit of a hurry as far as that goes.
I suspect we're not going to rest.
It has been insisted upon you as you took this package that it needed to get to the Arcanist as quickly as possible.
So let's get to the tavern and see if we can't find
let's find the door.
Somebody
get to the tavern.
that knows where the white fire Arcanist, which is different than the white Arcanist.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah, the white fire Arcanist is who you're looking for. All right, so with a bit of wandering about and heading through the town, you find your way pretty easily to the Clover Tavern. The Clover Tavern is kind of built into or along the sides of a very tall tree. It's bluish leaves. At night, being quite dark, difficult to see, but you can see how during the day it would be quite lovely to behold. It has about 6 different levels, and across the ground floor there is a line of shoes hanging along the first floor is just strings of shoes along that first floor, and then as you go up the stairs you can hear the sounds of laughter, and there's some music up a bit higher, and clearly a bustling place.
So I pay attention to these shoes. Are the shoes hung there as if they're weathered and they've been there for a while, or are these shoes hung there as if they were recently put there by entrance into the tavern?
I would say that based on the fact that the shoes are in varying states of wear,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have some shoes that look like they've been on somebody's feet forever, some shoes that look brand new.
Yeah. But they don't look like they've been hanging in the weather.
They haven't been outside, like just getting rained on. These
Yeah.
are used. These are shoes of that have at least very recently been being. Some of them have been being taken care of. Most of them are actually like about half the shoes are white clean and look shined, buffed, and rocking and rolling. And about half the shoes look like, maybe they just came in off the road. They've got some dust and stuff on them.
I'm thinking
Muddy
here.
soles, that kind of thing.
I'm thinking here that this is a no shoes establishment. Is there anybody near the front of the establishment letting people in, or do I also see shoes on other establishments?
There is a middle-aged elf kind of standing near the door. She kind of glances at you. Welcome to the Clover Tavern.
Oh, fantastic. I noticed the line of shoes. Is this a shoe-free establishment?
This is a shoe-free establishment.
Excellent.
If you would care to, and she gestures, there's some benches where you can sit down and...
We're really looking for the White Fire Arcanist. Do you know how we can find that person?
I do not.
Do you know, is there inside, is there a Lausa, a dwarf named Lausa happens to be here at the moment? We heard he was here. We're looking for him, actually. He would help us a great deal if you pointed us in the direction that he was currently in.
I have not seen her specifically tonight, but I mean, I haven't been watching the door every second either. So if you were to ask me, I would say probably. I mean, she's here most nights.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your help. We'll hang our shoes among with the rest, which I have no idea if I actually, as a cat person, really want to wear shoes or not. But
I'm going to
that's
stay.
up to you.
I'm going to stay with the cart because apparently this heavy item is very important and should be guarded.
probably a good call. So yeah, I think I have little kitty boots on normally to keep my kitty feet clean. I have little booties.
Hip boots.
Oh, hip boots.
Like
Yeah, that's
Puss in
right. Like
Boots.
Puss in Boots. I like it. So yeah, I furl down my hip boots, and then hang them.
Man, you need to wash your feet.
Did you see the puppies? They made it.
Okay, so
Okay,
you're
so-
wearing hip boots like Puss in Boots.
Like Puss in Boots. I am. That's
Or
it's
he
been
was. He's
Okay,
taken
so
them
you
off.
are.
taken them off.
You take them off. You hang them on the line.
Yeah. They're nice boots.
You go up to the second floor.
I do.
How is the second floor different than the first floor?
Well, so the first floor, as I look out, is mainly an entryway where there's a bar. It's for kind of like public consumption, kind of hanging around, a little bit of rowdiness. But once you start going up to the second floor, the mood changes. We walk initially into a restaurant.
Okay.
Inside the restaurant, this is more. It's got like a Japanese feel to it. It's little side rooms set aside, and it's mostly hallways. But the rooms are closed off once you get into them.
Okay.
Which makes it a little bit difficult for me because I'm looking for somebody and I can't do the overlook. Did I notice anybody downstairs that was the dwarf?
Okay,
Or was
so
it
the
a
first
dwarf?
floor. So I would say the first floor was just the lines for shoes. The
Ah,
second floor
okay.
was your bar.
Okay, second floor is the bar then. So I'm. It's an open space, tables, just like a kind of like an English pub tavern sort of thing with a long bar up
Okay.
at the front where the bartender would be handing out the drinks.
Okay, and I would say that on your first perusal of that floor, you didn't see, you're looking for an older woman who's an older female
Older
dwarf.
female dwarf. Yeah.
Didn't seem to spot anybody who matched that description on this floor, which, as you said, kind of has an English pub feel to it, so it's a little bit more sedate.
Yeah.
Third floor, restaurant type area with the closed off booths. Hard to say who is
So
there.
while I'm on the first,
but there are 6 of these floors.
gotcha. So while I'm on the bar floor, the floor with the bar,
The pub floor.
the pub floor.
Yeah.
So I saunter over to the bar and I speak with the bartender because the bartender would probably notice his customers and clientele,
Especially if it's
more
a regular.
so, especially if it's a regular. And I asked him, I say, "Pardon me, good sir or madam."
What can I get you, friend?
Well, actually, I'm on important business with a package delivery. I'm looking for Lause, the dwarf. Does she happen to be here? I was told that she's a regular of this establishment, and I was hoping to find her here.
He looks out across it. Says, this isn't really her speed. This floor, I would try 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Excellent. What is on 4 or 5?
Rowdiness,
Always good fun. Always good fun.
especially 4.
Excellent. So, I thank you very much, and I'm up. I start going upstairs. I pass through the restaurant floor, which would now be floor number 3, and then I steel myself for the rowdiness to come.
And it is quite rowdy. There's music, which is the music that you heard from down below, 4 floors below. You heard some music from up here, but up here it's loud, and there's people dancing. There's people toasting each other. There seems to be just a general sense of merriment that might be beyond what would be normal, even. You do notice there's a sort of people are kind of wearing a lot of sprigs of green on their shirts, and kind of there'd be a thing that you're looking at. You're like, that's odd.
So, do I recognize the sprigs of green? Are they all from the same plant? I am, I am a wild-born, raised deep in the forest. Am I familiar with this with a tradition where, at a time of year, somebody might wear some sort of?
Yeah, if you're familiar with if you're familiar with this area, and you're familiar with with Hush in particular, then yeah, you would recognize that this is the first Moss Festival, and that people are just kind of celebrating the coming of spring.
Gotcha. Do I know that this is sort of like are there rules or regulations held around this Moss Festival that I need to be aware of so I don't insult people?
I would say that it is traditional to. It would be traditional to, if you are talking to somebody, to offer them a drink, especially. But that would just be,
Gotcha.
It's traditional to just buy drinks for people. It's
Excellent.
the thing at this.
So I'm assuming I have no gold mark down here, but I'm assuming I probably have some sort of.
You are
cash.
carrying a
Have one
handful of gold.
Handful of gold.
Yes, just one.
Okay.
And the way that money works in this game is that we don't keep track of each coin. If you need to buy something that's worth a handful or 2 handfuls of gold, we'll worry about it. But other than that, if you're just buying a drink for somebody, or tipping a waiter, or paying for a room, then we just assume you have the money.
Okay. Well, then I think it's time that we take this to a more direct approach, which is there a bar on this floor as well, on the 4th floor? So I go to the bar.
Yes, there's 2.
Okay. So I go to the better looking of the 2 bars on this floor, with the friendlier looking of the bartenders.
Okay.
And first, I say to them, could I have 4 ales, please?
Okay. And the bartender, who is a middle-aged fungrel, and being a fungrel of indeterminate sex, because this is a a person, a mushroom person. Seem to be a living, breathing, moving mushroom.
Which, knowing what I know outside of this game about how mushrooms reproduce, it's going to be gross in here.
Who
The bartender.
Especially gross.
But seems very open and is laughing a lot. So, and 4 ales. Starts
Excellent.
Cranking down.
While
the
he's while they are doing that, I am going to ask him. Good folk, have you seen Lausa the dwarf? I am looking for Lausa the dwarf specifically. I know she's a regular here, and I was told she might be on this floor or the one above.
and he just points over to the side, and you look over, and dancing on a table and seriously quaffing an ale is a middle-aged dwarven woman.
Excellent.
And he just over there.
Excellent. And then when he is done pouring my 4 drinks, I then take one of the drinks and I set it for him, and I pay him for the 4 drinks, and I said, "That one, sir, is yours."
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Excellent. And I head off to the dwarf with my 3 drinks.
Yeah.
And I then go over to Lausa.
Okay.
Is she surrounded by people who might be in the way of talking to her, or is she...
It takes you a couple of minutes to get her attention. Well, not a couple of minutes, but a couple of moments to get her attention. But since she has quaffed her current ale, as she finishes her current ale, she turns around and starts to climb down off the table to get an ale and spots you with an ale. Takes the ale. Well, hi there.
Hello.
That's very kind of you.
Excellent. I actually believe that you are Lausa the dwarf. Is this correct?
Laus is my name. That's correct.
Well, the good folk just down the street told me that I might find you here, and that you might be able to help me. I'm hoping that this is true.
It depends on what you need.
Well, it's easy enough. I just need to know where the White Fire Arcanist is. How to find them.
White Fire Arcanist. Okay, so what you're going to want to do.
Oh boy.
And it gives you like some fairly convoluted directions.
So while she's starting to say that, when it becomes convoluted, I invite her to sit down at the table so that I can write them down, and I slide the second drink over to her.
Which makes the directions, if we're being honest here, a little bit more convoluted.
I have 3 degrees of convolution in my hands already. I can order more.
But what it basically comes down to is go south, there's one road. Go down the road, take the second path to your left. Go down that for, a bit, and you can't miss it.
Excellent. I'll attempt to draw a little map, and I mark my descriptions of this on there, and I say, look right.
Yeah. And if you see a bunch of faces, you're in the right place. If you don't see a bunch of faces, come back here and find somebody, and they'll take you out there.
That sounds good. Is there anybody here now that could already just go with me and take me?
And you look around, and this is a party crowd.
Definitely a party crowd.
Probably iffy on getting somebody to leave at this moment. But the directions are pretty straightforward. You think you can make it?
I think I can make it based on this. It seems these directions seem good. You guys seem like you're having a really good time.
Okay.
Do they have food and appetizers here?
Well, there's a restaurant, and yeah, absolutely, you can get food here.
Are there like bar nuts or anything that are immediately accessible?
Give me a luck roll.
With luck, I get a 7.
Okay, so your hope goes up. So go ahead and take a hope, and yeah, there's nuts. There's snackums.
All right. I thank her. I slide the third beer over to her, and I grab some of the nuts to take with me, and I start munching and leave the bar,
Okay.
laughing and having fun.
Easily done. When you get down to the ground floor, one thing you notice is that your shoes are clean. They are brightly
wonderful.
polished, and they are stuffed full of, not quite stuffed full, but in your shoes there's some like just trinkets, just little gizmos and things. So you reach in, you pull out. What do you think you find?
Well, it's odd because I mean it's all parts of nature. So they're bits of sticks that are tied with twines, and I mean if you look at them, they look like little figurines,
Okay.
signifying the fairies and the minor deities who dance on this date in the forest. I'm actually very pleased at this because as a forest folk, I'm familiar with some of these rituals, and they're all beneficial to to nature, and it bolsters my feelings that those pups made it out alive.
Okay. All right. In the meantime, have you been just standing by the cart looking menacing?
Well, yeah, that. But I've tried to find a blacksmith or a some kind of merchant that I could trade in the lame horse for another horse, which I'm going to end up spending a little bit of gold on this deal because nobody wants to buy a lame horse, but I need to replace the horse that we have.
So after a bit of searching about, as you're kind of hauling this cart and leading this horse, and you do with and you are helped. Like someone comes up to you.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's the Clank who was playing the game earlier. Comes over to you and is just like, friend, I think you're probably looking for a hostler, and gestures you gently in that direction, and even helps you out a little bit, hauling your cart. And you can easily find a hostler's stable. You find some stables with somebody who has horses. They examine your horse. It's gonna be okay. It just needs some rest.
Mm.
And the hostler is it's another giant. And he
No wonder he's so helpful.
the is and it's interesting that the giant is the hostler. They don't usually ride much. You're too big, but easy to handle the horses when you're 8 feet tall. So it gives you a kind of
Taller than most of the
grumbling,
horses.
looks down at your horse. Oh yeah, I can see the problem here. Oh, she just needs rest. She'll be fine.
Can I borrow a horse for a period of time, keeping this horse as a down payment? I think we're going to be delivering the load that's on our wagon, and I'm getting kind of irritated with having to pull it around.
Give me a presence roll with give it with advantage. So roll a d6 along with that.
Okay, so I've got 14 with hope and 2.
Okay, so 16 with hope. Take a hope. Yeah, sure. No problem.
Thanks.
Always willing to help. Good people that I see. Also, and if you knew horses, you would recognize that the horse that you get is a little bit lower quality than the horse that you've handed in.
Mm-hmm.
But
hopefully we can trade it back in.
But you have been, horse for horsed, and
Yeah.
he will help you hitch the horse to your wagon, and you're able to make it. Wheel's still a little creaky, but you're feeling okay about making it.
Okay. So I'll go back to the tavern. Hopefully by then we'll know where we're going.
Okay, so about that time, Varian comes out. They are chomping down the last of a handful of nuts. Makes you realize you haven't eaten in a bit, unless you wanted to stop. There is a festival going on. There is street food about.
Yeah.
If you want to grab, like, you can grab a snack on your way if you like.
I'll do that
Okay.
as soon as someone can be responsible for the wagon.
Yeah.
And hopefully no one accidentally injures the horses while we're doing
okay.
that.
Oh, it won't be an accident.
Okay. So yeah, that's easily enough done. You guys are able to you have your wagon, you have a sandwich, you've had some nuts. You can get a sandwich too if you like. There is a festival happening. You can get.
I'm
street
more
food.
interested in finding a way to fix or purchase or borrow or trade new armor, because mine has had better days.
Okay.
Don't you think we should worry about your armor later? Because we got to get this package delivered, like we agreed to.
I know, but I'm a little worse for wear.
Yeah.
And without rest, I don't have much.
You know what? I'll say that with some asking around, it's relatively easy to find an armorer that's a town. They've got people who do, armory type work. You could drop a handful of gold on some leather armor. Also, probably if you're willing to spend a little bit of time, a skilled armorer can probably knock an armor slot off your armor pretty easily. So,
Like, how much is a little bit of time?
half an hour, 45 minutes.
We could probably spend half an hour, 45 minutes.
You say that. Okay.
I mean, do I have the sense that I have a half an hour, 45 minutes? Because we've been spending little bits of half an hour, 45 minutes all day. Is this package like UPS fast or FedEx fast, or is it like courier fast?
You got to figure at this point, you can probably take the time to take like one armor slot off.
We'll take an armor slot off.
Okay.
Because that's, I'm hoping we don't need any, but, 1 point might make the difference of me. Well, I'm a little injured.
Mm-hmm.
I'm limping.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen better days.
Mm-hmm.
I look like a alley cat more so than a house cat at this point.
Yeah, but at least you're not a dead fox bear owl.
That thing deserved it.
I mean, the wolf owl.
Danger, Will Robinson. So yeah, I ask around to find the armor. Spend a little cash. He fixes me up, without like throwing down a handful of gold on new armor.
All right. And in fact, while you guys are doing that, why don't you guys take a short rest?
Oh, what do I get for a short rest?
So you can do two of the following things.
Okay. Two of the phone.
You can tend to wounds. You can describe how you patch yourself up and clear 1d4 hit points.
Oh, handy.
You can clear stress. Describe how you blow off some steam or pull yourself together to clear 1d4 stress. You can repair your armor to clear 2 armor slots. And you can describe how you prepare yourself for the battle path ahead and gain a hope. You can do 2 of these 4 things.
Well, then technically, I think probably my best bet is not even to deal with the armor, but just do this rest and then yank 2 of my armor slots open.
Okay.
Tend to my wounds, heal a d4, and then drink my minor stamina potion, clearing 1d4 stress, which I'm assuming would not take a whole lot of effort there.
No, that you can just do whenever.
Yeah. So I think that's my pathway because I'm on a mission for the king and I'm kind of in a hurry. And so I want the most efficient way to be durable during whatever the next combat is. And that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to we're going to, sit down at the. Well, let's see. What's the best place to do this? Probably. I'm assuming there's rest spots around with the fair outside.
Yeah, you guys can, for one thing, you're at the armorer, so the way that this is, you have to describe how you spend time quickly repairing your armor, which you are. You went to an armorer.
Yeah.
So mark 2 slots off for that.
Okay. 2 slots off for going to the armorer. And while the armorer is working on that, of course, I am cleaning up my wounds because I am
a cat.
A cat.
All right,
That's what I do.
Roll a d4.
I lick it good. 2 points come back to me.
Okay.
And of course, I am rolling to drink that minor stamina potion. 1 of my stamina back. Sad. Very sad.
All right. What are you doing?
I am going to I want to clean my wounds. Not that I have that many. I mean,
and you don't even have to roll. You have 1 hit point marked and 1 stress marked.
Right. So I'm going to wash my wounds clean, and then I'm going to do a bit of stretching out to reduce my stress.
Okay. Easily done. You're carrying bandages and stuff, and your basic traveling supplies in your pack. So just given a little bit of time and rest, you're able to wrap yourself up. You have a minor flesh wound. It's no big deal. Stretch out, relax, do a couple of battle axe maneuvers, and you're feeling better. Mm-hmm. You're feeling good to go. I mean, it's good to be a tank. All right. So, see. It is 1:14.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I have a hard stop and need to get out of here at like 1:45. We can do one of 3 things. We can montage.
You're the best.
Gonna have a montage.
To our final encounter. And just run that right now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right, so here's what happens. You guys go through the woods. You find a place that's full of creepy faces carved into every tree. Up in one of the trees, as they said, you can't miss it. You can't because there is a house suspended from a tree. It takes you a bit of talking and yelling and chanting and eventually just sitting and staring at this house until finally the Whitefire Arcanist, who is a fairy, which is a 7-foot tall fairy who looks a bit like a firefly. Hence the Whitefire Arcanist. She's bioluminescent. Comes down and finds out that, you're the group that came from the capital, and chastises you for being late. Checks the package. It turns out that the package is the wardstone for the city. It needs to be replenished. So she magically fixes up your carriage a little bit more, and takes you to a place called the Open Vale in the midst of the Sablewood. This is a place you would be familiar with. It's one of the few places in the Sablewood where there are no trees that grow. So it's just a big open space. Perks up her antenna and says that this is the spot where she needs to perform the ritual. However, there are some information here. So what she tells you is there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that she can definitely do this. The bad news is that it will attract some kinds of enemies when she does. So that is the thing that is happening, and let's place some stuff.
So, with the surroundings here, I'm gonna, knowing that there are enemies coming, I'm gonna try and find a way to put myself up in a tree.
But there are no trees.
There are no
because we're in
trees.
the
You're in
open
the open
vale.
vale.
Damn, no trees. But her house is like floating in a tree, or what? Up
But
in
we're
the,
at the open vale now.
oh, we're in the
Left her
open.
house, you are
Left
at
his
the
house
open
at the open. Oh, yeah. So, what can I do to put cover around me?
Not a damn thing. You are
So,
in a cover-free zone.
I'm
my friend.
assuming that the stone is staying in the cart.
Nope.
Okay, so
The
we've
stone?
taken this.
And the Whitefire Arcanist are in the middle of this area.
Okay.
He asks you to place yourselves and asks you just to watch for danger.
All right. So,
Danger!
we watch for danger. So I continue to prowl around looking for danger.
And I do the opposite
Yeah, we danger look
for danger.
for danger.
Right.
Hey, White Fire Arcanist, what kind of danger should we be looking for? What
She
what
says, "Don't bother me. I have to concentrate on this ritual."
Judging-
Okay.
As
Judging-
she does, the stone begins to glow.
Purely from this thing, it looks like Shoggoths. Shoggoths are bad.
Are they bad?
I'm
As she
sure
does
that
the
these are
ritual-
not really them, but
Crawling out of the ground are 4 skeletons.
Skeletons.
are the skeletons part of your ritual?
No!
Okay.
Stop talking to me!
Okay.
Okay, then I am going to take an action.
Okay, you may.
I am going to do my Vicious Entangle spell. What is a recall cost? So I'm assuming I have these.
Yeah. You can do
Yeah.
any of those things.
Okay, so I'm going to use this spell here, Vicious Entangle, make a spellcast roll, which, where do I find my spellcast roll?
It should say on the card itself what it uses.
Level and domain, 1, and then it's got earthy looking stuff, 1 and a lightning bolt recall cost. Make a spellcast roll against target within far range, 1 success, 1 a success, roots and vines, I'm assuming that's a typo, on a success, roots and vines reach out from the ground and temporarily restrain them, dealing 1 to 8 physical damage on a success. You may also spend hope to temporarily restrain any enemies close to your target. So I don't know where I would find my spell casting ness.
Good question. Let me see your ranger sheet.
Is this my ranger sheet? Or is this my
that
ranger
one.
sheet?
Yeah.
This one.
Let's see. I don't know what your spellcasting mod is.
Are there other characters with spellcasting mods so we would know where to look?
There are, but let me look at your character sheet itself. Or at your oh, it's on your subclass card.
Oh.
Agility.
So I use my agility to cast spells.
Okay.
All
so
right.
you make a spell casting. So make me an attack with agility. Choose your target.
So I'm attacking this guy right here. Spellcasting with agility. I am going to use my ranger's. This isn't an attack with a weapon though, so I can't use ranger's focus. Mark a stress to increase your proficiency by 1 when rolling damage. I don't want to do that because I am a little stressed. Path forward when you're headed for a place. Okay, that's useless for the moment. So I think I just go with an agility, which is my +2 to entangle. Come on, give me some good rolls. That'll do it. An 18 with hope.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Actually, 19-20 with hope, with my agility bonus.
That will hit. So what happens to both of these guys?
So my vicious entangle, it's actually, they're restrained, temporarily restrained. So the ground basically, as they ran out of the ground reached back for them. The vines basically said, no, 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 you are ours. You are ours. And they are wrapped around by these things. And I am going to spend a hope, by the way.
Okay.
Because those tangles don't just get one. They get anyone very close to them, which is
we rolled with hope, so take your hope back.
Okay. Oh, I rolled with hope, so I take my hope back?
Well, because you got a hope.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
you spent a hope.
Okay.
Okay, so they're both entangled, and that's your action.
But
Yes.
Okay.
I spent a hope.
These two got tangled and these two got tangled.
No.
No?
It's only these two because they're very close to each other.
Oh.
These two aren't close to each other.
Okay.
You have to deal with these on your own.
Yes,
Sorry.
okay.
I wish
All
I
right.
could, but
Super.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would have claimed him as well, but I'm assuming he's not close to those two.
He is not. He is much farther distant.
Okay. So then, yeah. So they get 1d8 damage each.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Let me read this. So restrain them, dealing. Let's see. Against a target within far range, on a success, roots and vines reach out from the ground to temporarily restrain them, dealing 1d8 physical damage. On a success, you may also spend a hope to temporarily restrain any enemies very close to your target. I don't know if the other one gets damage as well, but he's definitely restrained. And I have no idea for how long.
Okay.
So first, the damage on the first... Oh. Bad dice. Bad dice. One.
Okay, you did 1 damage.
1 damage.
Okay.
But he is restrained, and so is the other one. Does the other one get damage? Your choice.
What does it say?
It's not clear. It's separate in a separate little section there, and it says they are restrained. It does not mirror the damage, but it mirrors the restraint.
It mirrors the restraint. So they're both
Okay.
restrained. One of them is damaged.
Okay, very low. I would say neither is really damaged.
Okay,
With that
over
roll.
to you.
Okay, so this is a new scene, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to be unstoppable.
Okay.
I am going to attack the skeletons with my battle axe.
Okay, so you're going to have to move into range of the skeletons to do that.
Okay, so is that another
that's me.
action? Oh, that's right.
Misa.
No, they're close enough to him to get to him.
Okay, I'm going to whack them really hard.
All right, so you attack one of them.
Attack
Top hat.
top head guy.
They are where they were.
Oh, okay,
you
sorry.
get to move my skeletons.
But since I'm using whirlwind, I'm actually attacking both of them.
Well, you have to tell me which you're attacking one of them. So
I'm attacking that one, but
Okay.
I'm using whirlwind.
All right,
And they
so
are
what was
both-
your attack?
I have 8 fear plus no, that's it, right?
Well, so you rolled. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 3 and that is a 3. Yes. A 3 and a 5 fear
Plus your strength.
plus my strength was that is 7 Yes. 7.
3 and a 5 is how much?
It's 8 plus 2 is 10.
10.
So total of 10
So you rolled a 10 with fear.
with fear.
Okay. All right, roll damage. That hits.
That is D6, right?
No.
No, it's a D. What is it?
So hit your battle axe.
Battle axe. 1d10 plus 2. So this is a d10.
Right.
So d10 and a d6.
Okay.
And that is 4 plus 2 is 6.
Okay.
6 damage.
All right. And I'm going to allow that Whirlwind will get you both of those guys.
Okay. Do I need to roll another d6 for?
No, you don't.
Okay.
You just do half damage to anybody else.
Okay.
All right. And I'm just going to say I really want to take a turn now.
He wants to kill us. I'm happy I was chastised for being late because I'm going to need this armor.
Okay, so let's see. All right, so first is going to be Forest Wraith number 1. I would say they're within far range of you. From where they're at right now, they are going to take an attack. I'm going to use this life drain on you.
Awesome.
Does a 9 hit you?
It does.
Okay. You will take 8 damage.
8 is the bottom of my minor.
Yep. Okay.
So do I take a?
You take a hit point. All right, and the other one, I think is in range of you. Does an 18 hit you?
Dang. Yes, that will hit me. Unless, let's see. The armor reduces damage, but I'm assuming that.
Okay, so
that's
that is 13.
13. So that can reduce that down. Of those.
Yeah, that won't help you though.
No? Armor doesn't help?
Well, I mean, taking 1 armor won't help you in this case because it would reduce that 13 to a 10, which is still above your moderate. So you're going to take 2 hit points almost no matter what.
Okay, well, then I take 2 hit points.
Okay. All right. So that's 2 of these. Those 2 skeletons are restrained. They're going to attempt to break free. And I'm just going to say, I'm not sure how they work. I think they're just going to take an action to break free, but that's what they're going to do this turn. Those 2 skeletons are going to break out of your vicious entanglement, but it takes their entire movement to do so.
Is a condition that means the target can't move because it's temporary. The GM has to spend fear during their move to end it. So if that's what you did. Fear.
And that will take their action to get rid of that.
Did you have to spend 1 fear or 2 fear?
I spent 1 fear to end that condition. I'll spend 2 fear. Okay.
Because there's 2 people.
And then these 2 skeletons will attack you.
Okay.
So
good luck with that.
They will go in with. So that is a 7 plus stuff and a 9 plus stuff. Do those hit you?
Yes.
Okay. And they do. First one.
Whoop.
11. 13 physical damage on the first one.
Okay. Is that
So you could take 2 hit points, or you could reduce that by 7, which would make it a stress, I think.
So do this.
Yeah.
This. I'll do that.
Okay. And the second one is a that is a 16.
Okay. So I'm gonna take 2 hit points.
Okay.
It's danger.
All right. And it's back to you guys.
All right, so in action, I guess if it's working, don't stop it. I force those vines to come back out of the ground and grab this one again because it's going to do a little bit of damage and it keeps them busy and occupied.
Okay.
Yes, so I got an 11, 12, 13, which I think is what I had to roll last time.
Okay. With hope, so take a hope.
Yep, and I did it with hope, so I could get the other one. And I got it with hope, so I get my hope back, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so they are both restrained again.
And one takes, give me more than a 1, 4 points of damage.
Okay. All right, so one of those skeletons crumbles into dust. Just pick one. And...
the other one is restrained.
The other one's restrained until he works his way out.
Yes. Okay. And it goes to you. What are you gonna do? You're Kari. Goes to you, Kari. What are you doing?
Kari. I am going to re-attack these skeletons.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm using Whirlwind still.
Oh, and give me an action. Did you give me an action?
I did.
Too?
Okay, so that's 23 fear, 20,
No, I didn't.
25 fear
25 with fear.
with fear.
Okay. Well, that definitely hits. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Roll my damage, and that is a D6.
Okay, did you take the previous action tokens and put them down here?
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, I already had given you an action token.
So I've got 4
Oh, no, I had 2 left.
damage.
So then shouldn't he put an action token on here?
You should now.
Okay.
So you did 4 damage
Uh-huh.
to one of them, and 2 damage to the other.
Okay.
Both of those will collapse. You rolled with fear. I'm going to spend a fear to bring one more skeleton back up near you.
Well, that seems unfortunate.
And
It's almost like there's somebody like manipulating this situation.
and I'm going to take another
Killer.
turn. So this wraith is going to attack you.
They stay with her.
Does a 20 attack you? Hit you?
Jesus.
20 does hit me. Yes.
Okay. Okay. That will do 10, 11, 12, 13 damage.
13 is major.
Yeah, so you can mark an armor and you can reduce that to a stress.
I'm good at marking armor.
Second one is going to attack you. Does a 6 hit you?
It does not. I have evaded him.
You managed to evade that guy. So those I spent 2 there. That skeleton is restrained. I'm going to spend an action and a fear to have them break out of their restraint. This one will attack you. For my last action. Does a 9 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. And that is 14. Which you can take your last armor to turn that into a stress.
Okay, I'm going to turn that into stress. I'm all stressed out.
You got a lot of stress and you got a lot of armor done. But you guys, I'm out of stuff to do, so you're up.
All right, so I'm going to, with my Ranger's focus, spend my hope. Pull that bow out, and I'm going to focus on that wraith because I believe I have a clear shot past that skeleton who's covered in.
You
Well, I guess no
100%
longer
do.
covered. I guess did the skeleton break free that time?
Yeah, skeleton broke free.
Okay, well he's
So-
going to come after me next turn, but that's fine. Yeah, we're gonna Ranger's focus on that nasty little wraith back there. And I believe, let's see, making sure that I get all my extra stuff. I got to remember that if on an agility roll, which I think is my attack, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I could mark a stress to re-roll my hope die. Okay, good to know. All right, so we're gonna, and I'm assuming the attacks this wraith has been making on me are spell-based, so entangling him isn't going to stop him.
Who knows?
Yeah, well, that's my assumption anyway.
Okay.
GM doesn't have to tell me, but I'm going to assume that's true. So we're gonna.
You can make a knowledge roll if you like.
No, I want to kill him first and ask questions later. So experience. See, I can also spend hope before the action to add a value to the modifier. So I'm also going to spend a. Can I spend 2 hope?
Sure. What are you spending it on?
I'm spending it on my deadly aim.
Okay, fair
In
enough.
addition to my Ranger's focus. So I have Ranger's focus and deadly aim. And I'm angry at this wraith because I think that's where the skeletons are coming. Come on, give me another hope. Give me another hope. Give me another hope. Oh, 12 and 1. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
That will hit
All right, with hope.
with hope.
So I get my hope back, one of them. And I guess now my damage is 1d8 plus 2 plus a d6.
Okay.
Plus, was there anything from the deadly aim or anything? Let's see. So yeah, I guess it's just this plus 2. Oh, and I know precisely what direction they're in. All damage rolls are plus d6. On a missed attack, I may end the Ranger's focus to re-roll my dice. So nice. I'm not missing after this, unless I get really bad. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage.
Okay, so you expected that to do a lot more damage than it did. It seems to, the insubstantialness of the wraith seems to keep it from taking as much damage as you would like.
Does it look like it took any damage?
It took some. Not as much as you would want. Not as much as you were expecting.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm going to attack since I am close to that skeleton.
Mhm.
I'm going to attack that skeleton. And still using whirlwind. Oh, that reminds me. I did damage, so I should go down to. So I've got 9, 10, 11. Oh. Can I use I've got your back since I'm protecting her?
If you want to spend the hope.
I want to. Do I need to spend the hope?
You rolled an 11.
11, 12, 13?
I mean, I'm not going to tell you ahead of time, but,
Okay.
but you can ask me.
I will spend the hope.
These are kind of nebulous in terms of like how they're used, because is the deadly aim for aiming or is it for damage, or could it be either?
I don't know. But I do know that, okay, that definitely hits.
Okay.
Roll damage.
Roll damage.
You're at T-4 minutes, but
I have 6 damage. 6 damage.
Total of 6.
Total of 6.
Okay.
And
Heavy hit.
I get a hope back, right?
Yeah, if you rolled with.
if you rolled hope, yeah.
Yeah, you rolled with hope, so yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, I have no fear, so I'm going to let you guys take another round.
Okay.
I like it.
Oh.
I will say that
How much damage did, or do I know how much damage that skeleton
he
took?
took some damage.
Okay.
I'm going to take one move. I'm going to have this guy attack you. No, I'm going to have that guy attack you. Because
the Wraith or the Skeleton?
The Wraith, because you were at a distance. So it's retaliating for your attack.
That's fine.
And that works for me narratively. Does a 18, 19, 20, 21 hit you?
No, I've evaded you clearly with my 13.
Okay. Let's
Damn,
see
I don't
what
think
we
he
got.
bought it.
5.
So 5. That's a minor. Let's see. Is there any way that I can knock that down? I guess besides armor. Yeah, I can knock with armor. It goes down 3 points. 3 points. So I take no damage.
Okay. You do take a stress.
I do take a stress.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Take a turn.
Okay. So yeah. So I draw back another arrow, and I'm gonna plunk a nasty arrow in the Wraith if I get lucky enough. 8. Now I did not remember that I was still. Well, I guess I'm still on Ranger's Focus because it keeps going on.
Yeah. So what do you roll with that, or is it just a +2?
This would make it well. So there's Deadly Aim and there's Ranger's Focus. So I guess do I have to say I'm spending hope to keep the Ranger's Focus, or
You see it?
because I forgot to say anything about spending hope. But my intention was to continue spending on at least the Ranger's Focus. Because I want to damage this thing.
On a missed attack, you may end Ranger's Focus to reroll your duality dice and take the new result. So they are under focus right now.
Okay. So then in that case, let's see if I miss. So
So right now you're at an 8, 9, 10.
9, 10. So I got a 10, which I think does not hit. So I can now spend a hope. Oh, yeah, I can spend a hope to reroll my dice, correct? Yes.
Yes.
You roll one of your dice.
Which ends your... No, you can reroll both of your dice by ending your focus. And I don't know if you have to spend a hope or not. Do you have to?
Let's see. Spend hope and make an attack with your weapon. On a success, you temporarily put your Ranger's Focus on the target along with doing damage from the attack. I think I have to keep hope going in order to keep them under...
No.
No, I don't? Okay. While in your focus, you know what direction all damage you make. On a missed attack you make against them, you may end the Ranger's Focus to reroll your duality dice and take the new result. So I can either miss
And
keep
your...
my hope.
Yeah. Or you can...
Or I can reroll.
Well, no, you don't have to. You don't have to spend another hope.
Okay. So yeah.
You can end your Ranger's Focus. They're no longer going to be.
I can end my Ranger's Focus and miss, or I can.
You can keep your Ranger's Focus and miss, or you can end your Ranger's Focus and reroll.
Okay, so I'm going to keep my Ranger's Focus and just miss that one. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Long,
Kari.
convoluted, drawn out.
Okay, so I'm going to attack the skeleton again.
Okay.
And I'm going to... I've got your back, and I am using Whirlwind for the last time. Or
right,
maybe.
So you're going to spend a hope.
I'm going to spend a hope.
Okay.
So that I can get the... Oh, I've got your back.
Okay.
And I have 14, 15, 16 with hope.
16 with hope. All right. So take a hope back. And that definitely hits.
So we're going to roll damage. And this is done. That's a 7.
Okay.
7. Oh, no. Wait.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It goes in. It poofs into dust. What are you doing? right. I'm going to have that wraith
You're
attack you.
2.5 minutes past ETA.
11 hits you.
11 hits me.
You take 4.
I don't take it.
All right, stick stress.
Stress?
Yep. And I'm going to move that skeleton into range with you. Range. Reroll that. Locked. Does a 6 hit you?
It does not.
Okay.
I evade him.
All right, but he is still focused on you. Do remember these guys do 3d6 of damage. And you are up.
So, no need.
Oh, you're going to attack him?
I'm gonna swarm him again with magical weeds.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Anti-up.
Give me good. Yes. So, 6, 7, 8. Then I think that's all I get.
Okay. See. All right. That's that round. Okay. But you didn't get a fear.
No, I got a hope. I
You
got a
got a
hope back.
So since I don't have any fear, I'm going to go ahead and allow you guys to take another round. Because you've been rolling with hope, so you have some hope. Take another round. What are you going to do?
Right.
Kari, what do you do?
I'm going to attack the wraith.
Okay.
This one over here. I'm going to move over here and attack. That is a 16, 17, 18 with fear.
Okay. All right, so I will take a fear, and that hits. Roll damage.
I don't have a d6 anymore. That is a 0.
Oh,
All
so
right,
that'd be
so
a
that's
10.
a 10.
10.
Okay. Does some damage, but not as much damage as you were thinking it would.
Oh. Okay.
So, okay. So,
Oh, I need it.
I think, because I am out of time, and I hate
Yeah.
to do this, but we're going to call it here. This does play out, but it's turning into a bit of a slog because there's only 2 of you. Anybody who's still watching, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Didn't get to kill a wraith, but that's okay.
We will catch you next time, next week, and have a great day.
All right.